you didn't see Scottie Scheffler's recent interview, I would encourage you to watch the full thing, but I'll summarize it here for you. Basically what he said is that golf is not a satisfying life. He enjoys playing golf and he likes winning, but it ultimately doesn't last. And he kind of finds himself asking the question, well, what's the point? Why play this? Why do I care so much? And ultimately, it's not where truly, deeply satisfying life comes from. He doesn't fulfill his deepest desires from golf. He likes winning, accomplishments feel good, but ultimately, golf is not the point of his life. He cares much more deeply about other things. Look, obviously Scottie's not talking about me, Ben Utah, but I feel targeted by this. I feel incredibly seen by this, because right now I'm the opposite. I'm the guy that cares way too much about golf. It is exactly where I'm trying to find my satisfaction in life. In fact, I would go as far to say it's kind of the main focus of my life right now. And I think that's fine, but this interview stirred up so many things that I want to talk about. So one part of me says, of course you can say that, Scottie. You've won everything there is to win. You've made it to the top of the mountain. I'm sure it's really easy to find satisfaction elsewhere when you're on top of the world. I'm climbing the mountain. Like, I have to stay hungry. I have to stay unsatisfied. This is what I'm chasing. And then the other part of me says, he would have never got to the top of the mountain without this attitude. He didn't get this attitude when he got to the top. He had it while he was climbing. Like Alan Watts says, the only Zen that you'll find at the top of the mountain is the Zen you bring with you. Maybe there's something to be said for this kind of attitude being the only thing that gets you to the top of the mountain. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if that works for everybody. But I do think I'm a little like Scottie, in the sense that I need to have a mindset like this if I'm ever to climb any mountain, anywhere, anytime. So seriously, how am I supposed to be happy or have a satisfied life hitting weak toe jam cuts like that? Like, golf is so important to me. It tends to bleed over into everything else. A bad day at the course is a bad day in general. And I understand that sounds really bad admitting to you on camera, but it is what it is. I mean, I care so much. And so I find myself asking the same question that Scottie's asking in a much different way. He says, what's the point? I'm saying, why do I care so much? Why do I want this to work so bad? The reality of this journey is that it's an experiment, and experiments are falsifiable, meaning it could fail, and that's not something I'm willing to accept. Obviously, there's more to life than golf. I'm not saying I'm incapable of seeing it. I'm saying I currently am incapable of focusing on it. And I think that's what Scottie does really well. Of all the things there is to be envious of Scottie Scheffler for, this is probably number one for me. It's his mental game. It's amazing. There's just no way around it. The guy is mentally bulletproof. And it's because of things like this, because of having other things that satisfy him. Some people look at this and say, well, Scottie Scheffler doesn't care that much about golf. That's crazy. No, I think it's paradoxical, but I think that's exactly where we should all be. And me speaking as someone who isn't doing that, I understand the irony. Simon Sinek says that we have to find our why, but he never says what to do if your why is too important to you, if your why makes it hard to focus on anything else in life. This is important to me. I want and need this to succeed. I want to prove you can do anything. I want to prove that dreams should be followed and chased and we shouldn't give up. And sometimes I get too tied to that why. And I forget it's just golf at the end of the day. And it doesn't matter that much. But it's hard to see that it's just golf when it's not to me. It's proving everything that I've set out to prove. This journey has a message, a meaning, a why that is incredibly intimate and personal for me. So, Simon, what do you do when that's your why? I'm standing over the shot literally thinking, What do I do if this ball is chunked short of the green? I mean, how am I supposed to play golf thinking of that? If that is what is deciding the quality of my videos and the quality of this journey, I mean, every shot's a freaking problem. It's a threat. We're not putting today because the greens are aerated, so practice till we get it right. That's better. Like I said, there's been a lot of strong reactions, a lot of people misinterpreting what he said. And I know it's not for everybody, but I think in this case, I need a little more Scottie Scheffler for me, because I think that's how my brain works. And I know it's paradoxical and I know it's weird, and maybe really all he was saying was that you can't get satisfaction in life through achievements. I don't know. I just find myself clinging so hard to something so far out of my control and living and dying by the success or even perceived success of that thing. And it's exhausting. I really desperately want, please don't hear what I'm not saying. I want to win badly. I want to make a cut. I want to make a check. I want this to work with all of my heart. My effort will not change. And I think I could benefit as a golfer and a person by finding somewhere else to derive satisfaction out of life. And that's all Scottie's saying, to me at least, is that you can't derive satisfaction from golf. There has to be other avenues.